We're in that constant fight or flight mode at a level 10. We get off, pounding coffee, driving home, whatever number you're at. Before you walk inside the house, pull over, go to a park, take your socks and shoes off, put your feet on the ground, and do some breathing techniques just to try to lower that stress level. Peptides have been around for so long, but the Russians really fine-tuned peptides for their soldiers who are working on nuclear power reactor plants who were aging faster than the soldiers who weren't. They wanted to figure out a way to slow it down, so they invented epithalon. They're called like the Benjamin Button's peptide. It lengthens your telomeres and increases your lifespan.
With the peptides, what's the big popular one out right now?
Most popular one you hear about is the Wolverine Stack, BPC 157 with TB 500. That one's great for recovery, for injury, healing tendons, ligaments, increasing blood flow to the injury site. People see great results with that. Another popular one that's hot right now is a GLP-3, retatrutide. The weight loss part of Reta is almost like a side effect. It's a GLP-3, so you get your GLP-1, GIP, and then glucagon. And when all three are combined, it turns your liver on like a fat-burning furnace. But the best part is that your body retains muscle. So unlike Ozempic or trizepatide, it leaves you looking like a wet dog. It just eats everything. Reta will preserve that muscle while cutting your body fat.
Welcome everyone. My name is Jimmy Gonzalez, the host of today's podcast from Own Your Shift. And today we have a special guest that's near to dear to me and my family. And I'm super excited, super pumped. This individual, he's not only a father, he's a firefighter and a multiple business entrepreneur. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Joe Linares.
What's going on, guys? Jimmy, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words.
Absolutely, man. So super excited to talk about all kinds of stuff today. So today we're going to get some new exciting information. Today we're going to talk about fire service all the way up to the peptides, the do's and don'ts, what we recommend. So stay tuned and it'll be a good show. So, Joe, dude, I'm super excited to sit here with you. It's been kind of like we've been planning this for a couple weeks now. So, we're here in the Longevity Farm studio, headquarters, and all the good things. So, I guess tell me and tell the viewers a little bit about who you are, like your upbringing, childhood to the fire service.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, again, thanks for setting this up. I know we've been talking about it for a while, so excited and looking forward to working with you. But yeah, my name is Joe Linares, 42 years old. Currently work for Los Angeles City Fire Department. Been a firefighter paramedic for the last 17 years. And I started at a young age. I think like most of us, like around our age. Mm-hmm. When I was in high school, I think I was about 14 years old. I started off in the Fire Explorers out here for Chino Valley Fire. And my first ride along, I got hooked. My dad dropped me off when I was 14. And one of the first calls I went on, I was doing a 24-hour shift, a ride out as an explorer. Go on this call where this guy in one of these industrial buildings crushed his hand. And it was like cool. A sparklet, like Arrowhead bottle facility.
Well, it's funny that I say that's cool. This guy crushed his hands, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just these firehouse experiences that you don't normally see. Yeah. It's cool for us just because like we like the graphic stories. So
right.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
It's all good. And then you know how it is too. Like you get a ride out and then it's like nothing. Yep. Slow day or it's just like, abdominal pain or toe pain. But yeah, so we go on this call and guy smashed his hand in a sparklet bottle manufacturing and his glove was still there and like piece of his hand. So we get him in the back of the ambulance. It was AMR with, I think, Chino Valley engine 61. And the firefighter paramedic goes, all right, kid, like, start cutting his glove open. And I'm 14 years old, so the guy's hands on my lap, and I'm cutting his glove open in pieces.
I'm sure you're shaking, sweating, probably sweating all over the hand.
Right. Well, my dad was a cop for LAPD, and he was a Marine. And, he would pump me up, like, all right, just act like you've been there before.
Yep.
Don't show them that you're new. Yep. don't be nervous. So my dad did a good job like mentoring me. But yeah, man, so I'm cutting his glove off and chunks and pieces of his hand are falling on my lap. And the fireman goes, all right, that's enough. Let's wrap it. And the guy ended up getting airlifted out. But it was like that call and then that day that I'm like, all right, this is what I want to do. Like, the unknowing of chaos or like that adrenaline rush that we all see day to day is like, okay, this is what I want to do. So so I was 14.
That's cool. Well, it's good. You got a good call. Like most of the times we get ride outs, and we don't get any calls.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they leave, the rideouts leave.
Yep.
Then we don't stop.
You got to make
running
up for those calls that you didn't run. You got to meet that quota. But yeah, so then when I was a senior in high school, I did my EMT through the ROP program. And then I always wanted to be a Marine. Like I just grew up, just wanted to be a Marine. So after I graduated high school, I joined the Marine Corps. That was 2003. I was with tanks.
Yeah, tell me about that. Like, how many tours?
Yeah, so I joined in 2003, and I was in Iraq, deployed to Iraq from 2007 to 2008 in the Al Anbar province, which is like the west part of Iraq. And I was with tanks, so our primary objective was to go after Al Qaeda and basically just patrolling the desert and villages looking for or disrupting enemy operations. So 2008, I got back from Iraq, got out of the Marines in 2009.
Okay,
and,
that was a long time.
Yeah, but it was great benefits, great life experience, and I'm so glad I did. I wanted to go to war. I wanted to get the whole experience of being a Marine, because it's kind of like, us as like firemen, we train for going to structure fires, and you don't get a fire, and it's like, I want that fire. So the Marines is kind of the same way. You train, prepare, and you want that experience. So
now, because of ownership and the things that you can control is, being in the Marines, you can't really control your day to day. But can you explain a time when you're in deployment over there, like physical fitness or some type of like assignment, or task that you had to do?
For sure, yeah. No, that's a great question. So before we started, we were talking about how we got into like exercising and diet, and I grew up, playing sports like you did. My parents were like really good role models to me. My dad was a cop, mom was a teacher, and they were into supplements, back in the 80s and 90s, and training for marathons. So I kind of grew up watching them. But it wasn't until like probably about 2006, 2007 is when I really started getting into like weight training, diet, exercise. I'd read like the muscle and fitness magazines when I was in the Marines or when I was in Iraq.
I'm sure there's a bunch of other magazines too.
Yeah. But the great part is that the Marine Corps is so big into physical fitness. So we have this thing called a PFT, which is like a physical fitness test. And you have to do like a 3-mile run.
Okay.
Everyone strives to get 100%, but 3-mile run, 20 pull-ups, sit-ups, it's all timed. And the good part is
it full obstacle course?
Obstacle course is separate. Yeah, that's.
Oh, are these individual tests?
Individual tests, yeah,
okay.
But it's in like the same time. So you like your run, your pull-ups, your sit-ups.
Okay.
But what's good about the Marine Corps is like they're really big into physical fitness. Obviously, because it's a very physically demanding job. But there's gyms everywhere, like all over the bases. Even when I went to Iraq, on the compounds we were at, there's always a gym. So working out is just so good for your mental health, not just your physical health. But yeah, so being in Iraq or being in the Marines, just having that physical fitness mentality and going hard, running hard, working out hard. It sticks with you. The discipline you learn from the military sticks with you. But yeah, so 2000.
How about this? Like when you're, you said you were clearing houses. Or do you have to do like a lot of forcible entry?
Yeah.
Like physical exertion, like on
yes.
that side of things.
Yeah. So early 2000s. I don't know what the Marine Corps calls it now, but early 2000s. When we first went into Iraq, it was clearing houses door to door, especially Battle of Fallujah in 2004. Yeah. But we do this thing called mount training. So it's like urban warfare training. You go in and they teach you how to clear rooms. Forcible entry is part of that. So we had like mini forcible entry kits, which is funny because it looks like, like kind of like our irons. So you got your sledgehammer, you got your Halligan. But kicking doors, like the technique of that is very similar to the fire service. So
just donkey kick it?
Exactly, donkey kick it. You're not like squared up with the door and kicking it, straight up, but the donkey kick.
Well, I mean, in my days, like I kicked a lot of doors, but this one door really jacked my knee up.
Oh, really?
So then that's when I started using the irons a little bit better, and then I just got better using the proper technique with the irons. So that's why I was kind of curious, if you guys used irons or any type of physical fitness on that side of things.
Yeah, and then you're wearing a full flak jacket, Kevlar helmet.
Yeah.
when I was in Iraq, I carried 240 rounds of 5.56, which is the
Pretty
rounds
heavy.
that go into the M16 or AR.
So with all that gear, how much would you say that would weigh?
Well, we were wearing SAPI plates too. So SAPI plates are like a ceramic bulletproof plate. And I mean, it's anywhere from 75 pounds
It's pretty
on
heavy.
your body, yeah, with all your ammunition, SAPI plates. So,
Okay.
yeah, and then you're on foot,
Yeah, long days.
So long days, yeah.
All right. So so after you got deployment, then where'd you go from there?
Yeah, so I came back, and then 2009 is when I got out of the Marine Corps. Also the same year, that's when I became a firefighter, full-time career firefighter. But in
It was
between,
perfect timing. It worked out
yeah,
pretty good.
it was, by the grace of God, man, because I was, in between that time, I was still doing my classes at a junior college. 2006, I went through Fire Academy at a college, and then, but it was also the recession by 2008, 2009, 2010, so no one was really hiring.
Oh yeah.
So my dream was to work for LA City. That was like one of the first tests I took in like 2005. 2004, 2005, somewhere around there. Didn't make it past the interview. And then I retested in 2013, 2012, 2013. And then that was the first time they opened like in 5 years. And I was pumped because like I was working in San Diego County and everyone looks to LA City like this is the big leagues,
Mm-hmm.
So we had the magazines, the firehouse from LA City called The Grapevine.
Oh yeah.
LA City has
I
their own
remember
magazine.
those.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we had those and just get pumped up on LA City YouTube videos and
I know.
that Ring of Fire video. The guy's like sounding with his axe.
It
and
never
then-
gets old, dude.
No, it never gets old. So I'm
We
like,
still
dude,
watch that.
yeah, I want to go to the bigs, big leagues.
Big Red.
Yeah, exactly, the big city. So so I applied when they first opened, 2012, 2013. Passed the written, had my date for the interview, and then boom, City threw out the list. I'm like, dang.
Oh man.
Come out again, another test. This time I made it. Got the interview, got my academy date, and I was one of the first classes to get hired after the recession, after that 5-year break.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been with LA City for 11 years now, and then in total time, firefighter paramedic for 17 years.
So what? If you don't mind, like, what's it like being like on probation?
Yeah.
LA City. Like, how was that? Was
So-
it physically demanding?
Yes. So the drill tower is 20 weeks long. That's
20?
what we call our academy.
Okay.
And back in 2000, when I got hired, it was like really CrossFit orientated. Like, so kind of got away from like the military style of like going for runs. It was more like CrossFit style, which is good because at that time I was like heavy in the CrossFit. A lot of like, we call it go drills. So
Mm-hmm.
you have all your turnouts set up on your line, like on the number you stand on. You say go, you run as fast as you can, throw your turnouts for time, grabbing ladders, going up, throwing the ladders, going up the tower. So the academy was good, really good. But probation is like, where you learn the job. So you have a 20-week drill tower, and then you have a 1-year academy. And 20-week drill tower academy time and then 1-year probation. And probation is, no joke. So it's every day you show up, you have to give a drill. So
Yeah.
whether that drill is on your PPEs, your SCBA, tools and equipment, inventory of the rig you're assigned to. So at LA City, we do your truck house, engine house, and then you have your third house. And it can go in any order as far as truck or engine.
Sure.
But you will know that apparatus you're assigned to inside and out. The shop number, the height, the length, the weight, every piece of tool and equipment, it in the dimensions. So it's very thorough.
Attention to detail.
Attention to detail, yes, big time. LA City is the Marine Corps of the fire service, like very attention to detail. So probation, you're the first one up, you're the last one to go to bed. You're in charge of everything, putting the flag up, bringing the paper in, making the coffee. You're in full uniform the entire time until you go home. You show up in full uniform, leave in full uniform. So it's intense. It's intense, but the city does a good job of making sure that the rookies know their job. And one of the things that makes LA City Fire so efficient is that no matter where you're assigned to on that rig, whether you're riding on the nozzleman position, hydrant member, top member on the truck, tillerman, inside member, the SOPs that we have in place for that position. So like it's very strict. So like, you're riding inside on the truck. Your job is forcible entry. You're getting off, you're grabbing. We don't really use irons. We use the rotary saw for everything. So we use our
That you go to.
Go to.
Okay.
We're pulling it off. It's one pull.
Yeah.
Fire it up, and you're going to work on forcible entry, whether it's a roll-up door on a commercial or the front door security gate. So the roles and assignment and responsibilities that we have, I think, makes us really very efficient. And if you watch, the videos, which you do from the media or from YouTube, whatever, it looks like a choreographed play because everyone knows where to go. So we roll up, engineer pulls the maxis, and boom, everyone's gone. Everyone knows what to do. So I love that aspect because I was in the Marine Corps, and having everyone's role and responsibility just makes it so much smoother. The other thing too is the weekends. We don't hang out, watch football Sunday, or sit in the chairs. So the weekends are meant for drilling. So that's when we go out and we drill. We learn our craft, and that's why the guys that work at whatever station they're assigned to know their first in, and the men and women who are assigned there, will walk buildings on the weekends. We'll walk into businesses, look up. There's a vacant building in the first end. We're looking at the vacant and going over operations. How are you going to pull hose? Where are you going to throw your ladder? That's why, when you see us go on a fire and you got a whole task force on the roof, people are so critical. What's LA City doing? Why are they on the roof? Well, we know our job. We know the building construction. Our truck manual, book 29, goes over in detail, building construction, roof construction. So we know how to read a roof. We know where to stand. And that's what makes our AOs so efficient. And so
it's funny you say that in regards to we had a battalion chief when I worked out in the city of Indio, and Sundays were our training day all day, and it was 8 to 5 in the parking lot, all different types of training, and it was to the point where he would even tell us the whole football scores, and then we would go get pizza, bring it back to the parking lot, and we would just train all day.
Wow.
And it was just funny because I'm interesting. Maybe that's probably where he got it from.
Yeah, because I don't know too many fire departments that do that. Because I work for other fire departments, and no one does that.
No.
So
definitely not anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's funny because I look back on it. I'm super thankful because we learn so much when you're just in it and submerged in it together.
Yeah, and usually Sundays or Saturday, Sundays, businesses aren't here, and that's a good time to go drill in the building. But yeah, man, it's a trip because on the weekends, you'll see everyone's out at the fire stations, no one's in quarters, and we'll block off the road or the streets and just drill on buildings. And center hallways are big in Los Angeles. Center hallways are like the old school apartment buildings with the doors face the hallway, which are dangerous, for fires.
For sure.
But yeah, we'll just roll up, block off the road, and get on the roof, and people are there.
Do you have a good fire story that you can share? Pulling hose or ventilation?
Yeah, actually, when I was on probation, well, let me back up. So, in the drill tower, one of the AOs are apparatus operator. So at LA City,
okay,
our trucks are driven by the AO, the apparatus operator, and then our engines are driven by the engineer. Our trucks don't have water, so we have a task force or light force configuration. So
okay,
our aerial ladder trucks have no water, and it's followed by a pump that supplies the water. If we need to do
water tower,
exactly, okay. Yeah. So in the drill tower, I remember one of our AO was saying that, I can't remember how he worded it, but he said that if you can't get your mask on fast enough and you're on the roof, grab your SCBA valve and put it in your mouth and do a scuba Steve. So I was a rookie, first house rookie, truck rookie. At 5 a.m, we get towed out for a structure fire. As we're pulling up, I'm doing my personal size up. I see a single family dwelling, heavy smoke coming out of the attic. So I'm like, okay, cool, we got an attic fire. Throw a ladder, come back. AO's running up with the chainsaws. We're going to the roof. Let's go. Because we were, at the time, it was a light force. When at LAC, if a light force is first on scene, which is truck engine, you're doing fire attack. But it just so happened another engine pulled up. It's like, hey, we're going to the roof.
Perfect.
Let's do it. Go to the roof.
Let's go.
Yeah. And it was AO, myself, and then the tillerman in that order on this roof. And I can't remember if the wind shifted or if it's self-vented, but it was that heavy black smoke boom, went all over our faces. And I remember I was like choking. And I remember that story from the drill tower. So I grabbed my regulator, shoved it in my mouth while I unzipped my face mask, took a hit of air, dropped it, and then boom, put my mask on, clicked in. Then it was go time. So first cut, big.
Now you're back in the game.
Yeah, back in the game. So
that's actually really good. I never heard of that.
Yeah. I mean, that was the first time I heard it was in the drill tower. At the time, I was already a firefighter for 6 years when I went to the LA City's drill tower. So yeah, little tips like that, like those little nuggets that we learn.
For sure.
Hold on to. But yeah.
Dude, I like that. So now let's pivot into the entrepreneurial Joe. So obviously you're in the fire service. You're doing your thing. You're off probation. And then the body's kind of getting a little older. So then how did we end up to where we're at today?
Yeah. So, I never considered myself an entrepreneur. I mean, I went like Marine Corps, fire service, and that's it. So I think it was around 2017. I was listening to Dr. Rhonda and Joe Rogan on a podcast, and she was talking about longevity. She's a longevity doctor. And like I said, I've always been into like working out and supplements, but everything she was saying made sense. She was talking about, poor sleep, how it leads to a shorter life. Poor sleep leads to decrease in mitochondrial health. NAD, which is, we all produce it naturally in the mitochondrium, which is the powerhouse of the cell, produces ATP, which is energy. The problem is as we age or poor sleep, alcohol, stress, it kills our mitochondrial health. I started getting big into NAD at that time to boost my mitochondrial health. I knew like firemen die young, and with poor sleep, all the environmental hazards we're exposed to, the chemicals, it shortens our life. I mean, like we were talking before we started, how many guys do we know that one, they don't make it to retirement, or two, they retire and then 6 months to a year, a couple years later they die. It's like, I don't want that for me. I want to be able to enjoy, my kids. I'm at 42 years old, I have young kids, so I want to be able to be there for my family.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so she went into like deep into like sauna research, and I've always been a fan of the sauna, but when I heard that, that's when I'm like, okay, got my attention. So like Rhonda Patrick, her thing is reading all these studies, and since I heard that, since then I've heard multiple studies that line up with the same thing. So like the Finns have even done like a 20-year study following 2,300 men and women, and all of the research is there. So the research that shows is that sauna use, traditional sauna use, not infrared, but traditional sauna use at 180 degrees or higher for 20 minutes decreases all-risk mortality by 60%, boosts human growth hormone by like tenfold. It shunts blood to your brain, so it's reducing Alzheimer's, dementia, boosts your cardiovascular health, like you're having a high-intensity workout. And when I go in the sauna, I have a traditional sauna in my house. I was tracking it on my Whoop or on my watch, and my heart will easily get to like 150, 160 just sitting there. So that's like a workout. So like 2017 was like my path of longevity, really getting into like the biohacking movement. So I am a biohacker. So basically I'm looking for new techniques that hack my health.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, with the saunas, excuse me. So in 2022, I got really bad asthma. Like it knocked me out for at least a good 4 months. And so I did a hyperbaric chamber, red light therapy, and sauna, and it helped me cure myself up.
Really?
We also have a sauna at our house, and then we've had a bunch of saunas at the firehouse too. It's also frowned upon due to causing too much dehydration in the body, which could be a downfall, but I think it's just a lack of use or improper use.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, you got to stay hydrated. Electrolytes, salt is huge, but
yeah,
the red light is awesome. I have a red light panel on my house, and my routine is like I'll try to go in every morning in front of it. So red light will also, increase, mitochondrial health, the natural NAD production, reduce body inflammation.
You have a red light blanket and stuff?
No, but yeah, so like getting into this whole like biohacking movement, longevity, optimizing sleep, optimizing our hormones. So, reducing that screen time before bed. Blue light will block the production of melatonin in our brains. So like either wearing blue light blocking glasses, which some guys do at work, because at LA City we staff our own ambulances. So like calls after midnight. Guys will wear blue light blocking glasses because the hospital lights is just so bright.
Yeah.
All that stuff is messing with our sleep. So I blacked out my room, got a sound machine, and I have like a cooling mattress called Sleep 8 that can lower the temperature based off my body temp, and the sleep is just so good. But yeah, I mean, like our job in the fire service just destroys our bodies, and like poor sleep is massive. Poor sleep leads to Alzheimer's and dementia at a faster rate. So Dr. Walker Matthews wrote a book on why we sleep. And he said people who continuously get less than 5 hours of sleep per night have a higher chance of getting Alzheimer's and dementia. Our brain releases a protein very similar to Alzheimer's and dementia. It also, is terrible for our cardiovascular health and metabolism, increased rate of cancer by lowering our immune system. So optimizing sleep is huge,
So it's funny you say that because in my career, I started off at a pretty busy firehouse. And then I transferred to another city, and it was somewhat busy, still probably average 5 to 8 calls a day. And then I was like, I wanted to transfer to another busy engine truck house. And then so I was like, oh, I'm still young, I could do it. So I was there, and it wears the life out of you.
Yeah.
So then from there, I kind of hibernated, do my own thing. But, I was working shifts where 3 days we get 0 calls. Now it's picked up on call volume just because the community is building out now. But I feel like now that I promoted, I'm no longer like in that like slow house phase. That I just have a ton of energy now. Like I've obviously peptides have worked for me, but like I just feel rejuvenated. I feel fresh. So getting the proper sleep is just so huge and so helpful for the body.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, poor sleep leads to depression, leads to so many other like mental illnesses too. And like, I was telling you before we started, it's like you work 24, 72, however many hours it is, and we're in that constant fight or flight mode the entire time at a level 10. And we get off, pounding coffee, driving home, still at that level 10. And sleep deprived, and we're giving all of our patients, in the field.
Well, that's when the overtime kicks in when you go home. Because you got the kids, pick up, drop offs.
Yeah, man, there's no breaks, especially with young kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. There's no breaks. I can't go home and go right to bed. I gotta
the honey-do list.
hang out with the fam. Exactly.
Yep.
But all of that fight or flight, the poor sleep, it adds up, and you go home and why are you in a bad mood? Why is dad, acting the way he does? Well, I'm at a level 10 coming home with poor sleep, and it's like, man, you explode or you lose it like on the smallest things around the house. So Bo Porter he was on a podcast recently, he's an LA City firefighter, gave a little tip. So basically, when you're coming home and you're filling out that level 10 or whatever number you're at, before you walk inside the house, pull over, go to a park, take your socks and shoes off, ground, put your feet on the ground, and don't have your phone on you. Do some breathing techniques, in through your nose, out through your mouth, just to try to lower that stress level. So, but being aware of that's huge.
Well, because my wife has mentioned she'll hang out with the kids, and then I just come in through the door, just hot and heavy, just firing all cylinders.
And they want that break. Like, here you go, take it.
They're like,
kids.
"Whoa,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Like, calm down, relax."
Yeah.
Because I come in and I just, I gotta get started on laundry, doing dishes. So, you know what I mean. So.
Yeah, I mean, most firefighters are A-type personality, and you get home and you want to start organizing and cleaning. The thing is, we can't sit still when we come home.
No.
It's like we're on our feet, and it's like we just worked X amount of hours. Like, why aren't we just relaxing? We can't. It's that fight or flight that we're in. So, but that leads to mental health issues because the rate of veterans is like 22 veterans take their lives per day. And I believe firefighter and police are at that same number now. So it's like being in that fight or flight where most people see traumatic events, 1 to 3 traumatic events in their entire life. We see it 1 to 3 like every shift almost we go to work. So
yeah, no, it's so true. So let's get back to Longevity Farms. Built an amazing product. It's in a ton of different stores now. Not only built it for you and your family, but now it's just taken off.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we really built it for my parents first, my brother and I. So my brother's an RN and biohacker like myself, been to longevity. And We started doing injections of NAD back in 2019, and then doing like the oral supplementation of NAD. Dr. David Sinclair from Harvard did a study on NAD, NMN. NMN is a precursor to NAD, on how that increases longevity. Really good study, amazing results, especially stacked with resveratrol at high dose. So our first product is called Ageless Cocktail. And what we did is we mixed NAD, NMM at 1,000 milligrams and resveratrol at 1,000 milligrams. Resveratrol comes from the grape skin of red wine. It's a very high potent antioxidant. And we felt great. Like I felt great getting off shift, especially dealing with sleep deprivation. NAD is huge because our mitochondrial health is just in the tanks. My parents are in their 70s. They felt a big difference. So I told my brother, I'm like, hey, why don't we put this in a bag and, we'll sell it. And if it doesn't work, hey, mom and dad will drink it. So he was apprehensive. He's like, all right, fine, let's do it. So the initial order was 2,500 units, and then we ended up selling out in the first couple months. Again, I never considered myself an entrepreneur. I never wanted to create a supplement business, but it just kind of turned into this.
Now, how did that take off? Was it marketing or word of mouth?
Yeah, so initially it was, kind of word of mouth. But my brother is an RN. He's an influencer in the nursing world. So he had like an idea of like how to like advertise. So we started advertising and did like, Instagram, Facebook, a little bit of Google. And then next thing we know, we're shipping across the United States. So so we made the Ageless Cocktail with those big, powerful ingredients, NAD, NMN, resveratrol. Then we created the Awaken, which is like high function mushrooms. So it's like 2,000 milligrams of lion's mane, reishi, and changa.
Yeah.
We added colostrum for the gut health, collagen peptides, and then cocoa flavonoids for heart health. So cocoa flavonoids will increase stem cells, decrease fine lines and wrinkles as well. And then this year, back in April, we launched the world's first NAD protein powder. So it's isolated whey protein with collagen peptides and NAD. It's at 25 grams, unflavored, no artificial sweeteners or any of those additive crap. Because we really made this for our family, and it's something that we could take every day, and not have to worry about any of like the bad artificials or fillers. So all of our supplements are made here in Southern California, like a CGMP facility. So it's like pharmaceutical grade, and then it's third-party tested for efficacy, heavy metals. And we posted it on our website. So,
and you've hooked us up, me and my family, Jules, and like we've been taking the Longevity Farms powder for quite some time now, and it's really cool because like we'll put it in the coffee or something, and then like I just feel like I could float on air, like I feel pretty good, almost like Michael Jackson, where I'm just like moonwalking. But so at night, one of my favorite snacks is cottage cheese because it has that casein protein in it, and then I'll put your protein powder in there.
Oh, really?
And then I'll mix it up, and then I'll put like like a handful of nuts, cherries, or sometimes I mix it between cherries and blueberries. My favorite, they're frozen, kind of gives it that frozen crunch, and then honey.
Oh yeah.
So
dude, that's a good hack. That's a really good protein hack.
Dude, it's pretty legit.
That's got to be like 35, 40 grams of protein, maybe 50.
Easy.
Yeah.
So 40 grams of protein. I get my fats in there, so I keep my calories up. I don't need a lot of fat throughout the day, but that's where I get to my calorie, to where I need to be on my caloric. And then, the sweet tooth side of things, so like using frozen cherries or blueberries, that helps.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's a really good hack. Yeah, what I usually do is I'll mix in our Awaken with the NAD protein. That's 35 grams, and it's like a chocolate protein shake. But that protein works good as like, it's like fine like flour, so you can make protein pancakes out of it, or kids mac and cheese. I'll throw a scoop in and just mix it together.
I've been wanting to do that. I just haven't gotten to that side yet. But make muffins or banana bread or all that stuff.
For sure.
So now from Longevity Farms, like you just happen to just like, how'd you stumble across peptides?
Yeah. So, real quick, before we get into peptides, I wanted to talk about creatine and just like our job.
For sure. Absolutely. Creatine's important.
Yeah, extremely important. So we put creatine in most of our supplements. So we made our own creatine also. But creatine isn't just for muscle building. Creatine is so good for your brain. So I actually take it 7 days a week every morning for the brain effect, especially getting off shift, being sleep deprived. At 5 grams, that's the recommended dose.
So I have a question for you. I've heard different stories or theories on the creatine, like 5 grams versus 15 grams,
Right.
like muscle supplements to cognitive health. Like,
Exactly.
So where do you stand on that?
Yeah, no, dude, that's great. That's where I was going. That's a great question. So, for the cognitive effect for sleep deprivation, it's recommended between 15 grams and 20 grams. So that's my routine. Dave Asprey, he's a big biohacker. He says put in your coffee for faster absorption because the creatine, it absorbs faster when it's heated up. So I've tried it both ways. I'll dry scoop it under my tongue, 5 grams, throw 3 in my.
Oh, just dragon powder, like.
Yep. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, for the cognitive ability, it works great. So it's supposed to stimulate your brain like you got a full 8 hours of sleep. So creatine is one of my favorite supplements that I'll probably be taking for life, just for the brain effect. And
you could actually notice a difference, like when you take the 15,
yes,
20.
Yeah, I'll give you one before you leave. You can try it when you get off.
All right, sweet.
But yeah, so sorry, getting back on topic here for Rejuvenate Peptides, our peptide business. So we started using NAD injections in 2019, and then about 2020, 21, my brother would not shut up about peptides. Like, dude, you got to try, CJC with apomorelin for increased muscle. Also helps with, shedding some fat. AOD, which goes after visceral fat, but it just would not stop. And I'm like,
so before you dive into the weeds of things, I'm still coming across a lot of people, even in the healthcare, first responder space, nurses, police, fire. Can you explain what is peptide?
Yeah.
Just kind of go into
for sure
the basic side.
So
of things.
Peptides are just short chain amino acids, and all of us have the receptors in our body, and those peptides basically are like text messaging to our body. So it tells our body what to do. It'll cling to the receptor sites that we have. But most people, when they think of peptides, they think of like Ozempic or trizepatide. But peptides have been around for so long. There's like over 200 peptides. The first peptide is actually insulin. But the Russians really fine-tuned peptides. So the Russians got into it for their soldiers. So what they found is that the soldiers who were working around nuclear power reactor
Russians are always into something.
Always, yeah. Yeah, they've been using this for like 40, 50 years, and we're just now catching up.
Yeah.
So the soldiers who were working around nuclear power reactive plants were aging faster. The age was accelerating faster than the soldiers who weren't. So they wanted to figure out a way to slow it down. So they invented epithalon. Epithalon is they call it like the Benjamin Button's peptide. It lengthens your telomeres, increase your lifespan. St. Petersburg and Russia have done like amazing research on it. So, but one thing with epithalon, like a side note, is that it's not just for anti-aging. It actually affects the pineal gland. So right here in the pineal gland, we produce melatonin naturally. As we get older, the pineal gland will start to get calcified. With epithalon, it'll reset that circadian rhythm. Yeah, restart circadian rhythm.
So it just wakes up the DJ again.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Ba, 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 ba.
Exactly.
New tune, new track, So, all right.
Yeah, so, I feel like, that's such a hot topic right now. Peptides, especially in the last 6 months, I feel like it's just exploded. But in the United States, we're coming late to the game, So, there's literally a peptide for everything. So,
would you know how many peptides there are?
I think there's over 200.
I think it's somewhere around 200. I thought it was somewhere around 200. But with peptides, so you obviously got into space. So I got sick in 2022, and I was blowing out the fire stations, like my normal routine, blowing the compound out. We just had severe Santa Ana winds, and I was just going to town, just blowing with a leaf blower, kind of like the Mexican jetpack. So I'm going to town, and then I just look up, and it was kind of like sunset, and I could just see all these fiberglass particles.
Oh man.
And that's my thought exactly. I was like, oh, that's not good. Oh well, just kept going. And it was probably a couple hours, I wasn't even feeling that good. And then that next morning, I was broke off. I was so sick. I was sick for a good 4 to 5 months. I was out of work for 2 months.
Wow.
And then I had to go, I went 12 days in a row, shot out to Block Wellness. So I did hyperbaric chamber, red light therapy, and then infrared sauna. But then a family friend was like, hey, you should check out, have you checked out glutathione and NAD?
Yes. Yeah.
So I started taking those. at this point, I think it was like 3 months into it, I was like desperate. Like I couldn't breathe. I had no energy. It wasn't COVID because I tested, I was negative, but like I just had severe asthma.
Yeah.
So I just equated to all that stuff. So I've been taking glutathione and NAD thanks to you, and then I just kind of still continue to take those peptides.
Yeah, man.
I feel better.
As you're telling me this story, I'm thinking, so glutathione is awesome. Glutathione is so important as like NAD for firefighters because it's a powerful antioxidant, but also it detoxes. So it detoxes us from the chemicals that we're exposed to. Really good for detoxing your liver. So if you drink, it'll hop out. But another hack for glutathione is that putting in a nebulizer. So you get a full ml to your nebulized treatment, and it's so good for your lungs. So I'll do that. My wife will do it. Even my kids when they get sick or with the flu.
No way. That's a good one.
One of the guys from my church, he is a fireman for San Bernardino County, and his son, I believe, had cancer. He was doing the glutathione treatments, nebulizer. It really helps out big time. So you can buy a nebulizer like on Amazon and then get glutathione from us and drop it in.
Well, because I had, I don't remember, maybe Amazon, but I had those, it's like a little battery powered nebulizer. And then we just drop like a couple mLs in there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then boom, feel a little better.
Yeah, clears up your lungs. Works good.
Well, it's good to know. So, so with the peptides, so you told us like what it is, like how it kind of works, and then a couple epithalon and glutathione. So like what's the big popular one out right now?
Yeah, I feel like the most popular one you hear about is the Wolverine Stack. BPC 157 with TB 500.
Okay. Yep.
I feel like that's so trendy. That one's great for recovery, for injury, healing tendons, ligaments, increasing blood flow to the injury site. People see great results with that. Another popular one that's hot right now is a GLP-3, so retatrutide. So with Reta is one of my favorites. It's awesome, but people are seeing amazing results because it addresses three main things. So it's going after chronic inflammation. So retatrutide will lower your body inflammation, insulin sensitivity. And the thing is that the weight loss part of Reta is almost like a side effect. So it's a GLP-3, so you get your GLP-1, GIP, and then glucagon. And when all three are combined, it turns your liver on like a fat-burning furnace. But the best part is that your body retains muscle. So unlike Ozempic or trizepatide, it leaves you looking like a wet dog.
Yeah.
It just eats everything. Reta will preserve that muscle while cutting your body fat. So it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I've noticed that. A few guys starting to look like a wet dog. But no, so the Wolverine Stack is I wanted to be a pro snowboarder, and growing up in Southern California, I was just slamming myself on the ground, and so over the years, like I just started like developing some like wrist pains. I was in weightlifting for many years, and so like just the barbell would just like start to cause some pain. So I don't do too much Olympic lifts anymore, or if I do, it's like lighter weight. But in the last couple years, I started developing or realizing like just doing a dumbbell row or shaking someone's hand and minimal, and like my wrist would pop, and then so it wouldn't hurt so much, but it just it's almost I'd feel like a little insecure because I shake other like recruit hands, and then like their wrist would pop. And then so I started taking this Wolverine Stack among like a few others, and then now I don't have any pop in my wrist.
Wow.
I don't have the flexibility like I used to, but like it's strengthened. I've done a couple near the site, but then I've dislocated some ankles, elbows, and then I've got a full body scan, and I have a little bit of arthritis in the lower back. But taking the Wolverine Stack, I don't know if you saw, but I just did 6 sets of 4 reps at 365.
Dang.
So I'm still pulling up some heavy weight.
No, that's great. Just thinking about this for the arthritis, it might be a good idea to consider lowering that body inflammation. So another good peptide for that that no one really talks about is KPV. So KPV is a powerful anti-inflammatory, really good for your gut too. But it should be able to help. And if you could use like try to inject closest to the injury site. And then doing a little bit of Retta to lower that body inflammation for arthritis. But
so the Wolverine Stack is killing it. The Retta, obviously there's the GLP-1, and then there's the second one.
The KPV or
weight loss one, and then the Retta, the Retatrutide. So I've been taking it. It's been amazing on the side where, every once in a while I have a drink, but like,
oh yeah,
now I can barely have half a drink to like one beer. I'm done, which is perfect because I just get like the fix, but like I'm not getting the mental effects of drinking a beer.
Yeah,
and it's just more casual for dinner.
For sure. Yeah, man. It's true because so with Retatrutide, it does something with our dopamine response in our brain. So whatever that dopamine hit you're looking for, it'll reduce it. So people who like drink every night, just like, hey, I'm gonna have a glass of wine or I'm gonna have a beer, whatever it is, it'll remove that effect of wanting to drink.
Yeah,
it's really cool. Strange too, but it also cuts out that food noise. So like, for me, I overeat. I eat so fast at the fire station. For me in the Marines and the fire department.
Right.
And there's constant food at the fire station, donuts, ice cream.
Yeah.
So it cuts out that food noise where I don't want to snack or bored eat or whatever, stress eat, whatever it is.
There's a funny meme that's kind of going around is like flipping little, how like when you pour pancakes and you get the little droppings.
Yeah.
So like that's like the new meal for eating, because like that's how much you can eat. You're going to only eat when you're on.
I see that one, yeah.
And then you get the pancakes to the kids,
Yeah. But there's another peptide that I like, and I know you take it too, MOTS-C.
Yeah.
So MOTS is my favorite peptide. So it's a mitochondrial revitalizer.
Yep.
So that's why you get a little boost in energy. Nickname cardio in a bottle. But it also turns on the AMPK pathway. So the AMPK pathway is a master switch for our metabolism. So that's why they nickname it cardio in a bottle. But with me, I notice it makes me like vascular. It cuts me up, shreds me up like quick.
It gets you energy boost.
Energy boost, exactly. So anything that can improve my mitochondrial health, I'm obsessed with. NAD, MOTS-C, 5-amino-1Q. But
what's funny, I was talking to my battalion chief. He's like, dude, I'm taking MOTS-C. He's like, I got a bunch of things to do, but like I'm vacuuming the station. He's like, I'm dusting. Yeah. He's like, I just have so much energy, and he looks great. So it's the other benefit to it.
For sure, yeah. I mean, my two favorite are Retta and MOTS-C. So like, Dr. Trevor, he's really big right now on Instagram and YouTube. He talks about 3 biological failures, why people die young, and it's chronic inflammation, insulin sensitivity, and mitochondrial dysfunction. So with Retta, you're hitting chronic inflammation, insulin sensitivity, and then MOTS-C or NAD, you're also addressing the mitochondrial dysfunction issue. With poor mitochondrial health could lead to cancer, brain fog, walking around tired all the time. So the peptides have been great. It's been the biggest hack that anyone can do to hack your health, and they're just short chain amino acids.
Yeah.
So
now, what about? I'm sure some guys don't have an issue, but some guys do have issues. Like what about anything for like sexual dysfunction?
Yeah, for like any type of like ED or sexual dysfunction. There's 2 peptides I can think of right now, and that's PT141.
PT141?
Yeah, PT. They all sound like robot names.
Yeah, like R2D2?
Yeah. So PT141 increases the desire for men and women.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily address like the plumbing issue like Cialis or Viagra.
So can women take this too?
Women can take it too, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Melanotan 2.
A few guys are on melanotan.
Yeah, so it's a tanning peptide. It makes you more tan.
But it's funny because like we have guys that, they look like, the color of your cup.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they come back, they look like, hey, did you come back from Cabo or something? No, just just got off shift,
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, melanotan is cool because like, you get tan, so it's great for getting ready for a trip. It also has a little bit of an appetite suppressant sometimes, which I like because I like to overeat. And then, yeah, definitely will increase like that ED or any type of sexual dysfunction. So I don't have that issue, but I will take it before a date night. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it'll keep you up at night, like having a full kickstand.
Oh, for sure. So. All right. Now, what about if you have something that keeps you up at night? Like, talk to me about like some mental wellness or mental health, or with firefighters or first responders in general, like we have a hard time going to sleep.
Yeah, I know. All of us, I feel like, deal with poor sleep, high stress, and having depression, anxiety, or other mental health issues exist within the first responder community, just like it is in the veteran community. We're exposed to so much trauma, so it's so common for us to deal with that. The other thing too is first responders, whether it's fire or police, will go off on injury, and it seems like kind of like the downward spiral where it's like, hey, I can't move. I'm stuck in a chair or my bed or on the couch, and I'm on pain pills. Have a beer or two or whatever that drink is, and it's a downward spiral that leads to depression and unfortunately, suicide. The pharmaceutical industry with antidepressants, like you name it, is just always have a negative side effect. So there are peptides that address depression, anxiety, OCD, ADHD. So the big ones that we have are C-Max, Selenk, PE22, and those are great for antidepression, anxiety. We also created like a nose spray, so you don't have to inject it. And we're seeing great results. Great results, people who have that anxiety, depression, even kids that have ADHD, instead of being on Adderall or whatever the ADHD medication is, parents have been giving 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds the nose spray, and it's working.
So going back, where I wanted, when I was in my fitness days and when I was, my first assignment, we were eating super clean, super healthy. And for years, I didn't want any supplements. I was trying to be pure, just protein powder. Over the years, I just got tired. Body's kind of getting worn down, especially being up all night. And then just literally watching the sun go up and down every day. So it takes a huge toll on your body.
Oh yeah.
And then when I started taking these peptides, it was kind of like, oh man, I didn't want to inject myself. Like, is there any other way?
Yeah.
But now that you got the nose spray, that's kind of like a huge segue for people who have like fear, phobia.
Yeah, definitely. There's like
injections.
85% of the population will stop at, well, you're injecting yourself? No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like once you get over that hump, I mean, it's a very small insulin syringe needle. But we're actually coming out with sublinguals. So.
Oh, wow. Sublinguals.
Yeah, so right now we
Like
have.
tabs?
Exactly. So, the tongue's highly vascular.
Yeah.
If you take like a pill, it'll break down your gut, and the gut microbiome doesn't make it effective.
For sure.
So the sublingual under the tongue, high vascularity, high absorption rate. So right now we have Sloop. Sloop is great. It's like a mitochondrial booster, exercise mimic. So this morning I took 2. But and coming up in the next few weeks, we're coming out with CJC Uppermoreland sublingual, which is nice because you usually have to inject that 5 days a week. CJC and Uppermoreland is great for putting on natural muscle. It clings to the natural human growth receptor. It's good for lean muscle, cutting weight. Although also a cognitive ability effect with that. And then Tesamorelin, Ipamorelin, NAD, DSIP for sleep, all sublingual. So we're really excited about those. That's coming next.
Dude, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Dude, it's pretty innovative and progressive with where you guys are taking that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying.
You guys are killing it.
Thank you. Yeah.
So now with all this stuff that you're doing, like, I guess it's thinking of a couple questions here, but like how would you what are some red flags, with what other companies that are out there, to look for, with peptides? Because, some people are seeing that like, oh, it's just like a China brand, there's malfunctions to it. As people are very weary of even trying this stuff. So like, do you have any tips or tricks?
Yeah, definitely. So the first question what I would ask is like, well, how do you even know what you're taking? Like, is this some guy at the gym like, just trust me, bro? Yeah, bro, trust me.
Yeah.
What is it? What are you taking? At Rejuvenate Peptides, our standard is 99% or higher. So if you go to our website, we have full transparency. We have our third-party testing results with certificate of analysis. All of our vials match the batch number on the certificate of analysis, and our standard is 99% or higher. So we know exactly what we're putting in our bodies. The same peptides that we have, my parents are taking, my wife's taking, my brother's taking. So we would never put anything in our bodies that we don't know what's actually in it. So we're also testing for like endotoxins, and also like heavy metals, any type of toxicity. So that would be like the first question. Is there a third-party testing results? Do you have full transparency? Second thing too. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, second thing too is like proper dosing instructions. So like on our dosing.
Oh yeah. I have a lot of
conservative.
buddies that have misdosed or calculated on the bacterial water. They'll just kind of because they understand mLs, but they don't understand the units.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're a paramedic or a nurse. Like we get that question from everyone in between.
Yeah.
Milligrams, mLs not the same. Units, the mLs are different. So our thing is that when you buy peptides from us, Rejuvenate Peptides, all of our peptides come with a peptide protocol, how to follow it, and we have a peptide calculator that we follow, and our peptide protocols are proven to make sure that people are not overdosing or underdosing. Make sure you're getting a proper dose, and we start everyone off at a low conservative dose to minimize side effects.
Right.
But yeah, our protocols are proven. So
what about if you do have side effects? There's been some incidents where people have gotten reactions, allergic reactions. Do you have any recommendations to about that, or?
Yeah, as far as I know, like I don't, and maybe someone's posted on social media, but I don't know if there's any been like documented deaths from like people dying of peptides. Usually like an allergic reaction will come from a high histamine response in the body already.
Which is histamine, which is basic allergic reaction. So it's good to have probably just Benadryl or Epi nearby, maybe if it's that severe. But
right, but typically with like the GLPs, if someone takes too much, they're gonna have nausea, vomiting. That's why with us, everything is very conservative, very low dose to work your way up.
Yeah.
To minimize those side effects.
No, for sure. Do you have any other red flags for other companies?
Those are probably like the biggest ones. Like, is there third-party testing results? Is there a certificate of analysis?
Yeah.
Is it really that?
Because it seems like a lot of companies are popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
Just slapping a logo and like
Sound out of their backpack of the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Let's see here.
Yeah, with us, Rejuvenate, we've helped over 5,000 people. So, and with all of our case studies, we've had good results and people changing their lives. People that were overweight now running marathons, which is crazy.
Well, that's huge. So, I mean, that's just the benefits right there.
Yeah.
Not only that I've seen it for myself, but then to see people take that and change their lives. So, and that's what it's all about, is just changing people's lives.
Right.
And giving back and helping people out. Not only for like the community we serve, but then like it's our fellowship, our brotherhood, our families.
Yeah, I mean, especially, with our careers, like helping people, it just falls so naturally being a first responder. So having the ability to even reach more people to help, and then having positive feedback, and like, man, I feel more present, or I could run with my kids. The injuries are gone. I'm losing weight. My wife can't keep her hands off me. Stuff like that is just like awesome.
Yeah, it's a win-win all around.
For sure.
Well, cool, man. Other than that, that was a good podcast.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to sit here with you and finally got to have this moment. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Now, how can people find you or get a hold of you?
Yeah, so if you go to getlongevityfarms.shop, you can look at all the products we offer on Longevity Farms. For the peptides, it's rejuvenatepeptides.com. Also leave my email address and a discount code for all your followers.
Awesome. And then obviously you guys know how to find me, Jimmy Gonzalez on Facebook, Instagram, and then Own Your Shift. And this will be up on our YouTube channel. And dude, you provide so much value. I'm sure you're going to help out thousands more people, which is our whole goal. It's just giving back and helping our community.
Yeah, thank you. If any one of your followers needs a peptide protocol, I'll do it absolutely for free. And for a way for me to get back, I'd like to offer a discount for everyone too. So thank you. Appreciate it.
And then that the discount will be on your shift, and then just DM me, and then we'll get you all connected with the protocols. All right.
Cool.
Take care, be safe, and you go, we go. Peace.